What's up, guys? Brendan from Market Makers. Happy weekend. It is Saturday, just after 9 o'clock Eastern time, my friends, back at the ranch. Guys, I read a lot of the comments, going to give you a weekend update, show you some different patterns, but let's answer some of these Wyckoff questions that I read because I know it caused a lot of confusion for people who have never seen the Wyckoff price cycle. Highly recommend going back a couple of videos. I go over this in depth, but one of the most common questions I got was why, when I was looking for a measured move, did I use the ruler in the accumulation box to the distribution box to come up with this 132 number? And then why would I use the ruler in the accumulation box up to the distribution box to get this number, right? So in other words, I measured from the reaccumulation box in the Wyckoff phase, in the Wyckoff first price cycle, but I measured from the accumulation box, which is the beginning of the second Wyckoff price cycle. So let me answer this by explaining this quickly. Wyckoff has four phases: accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown. That Wyckoff price cycle is complete. It's done. Finito. Now you start back over into accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown. The second Wyckoff price cycle is over. Then you start over a third time in accumulation. So to answer this question, your reaccumulation box in each previous Wyckoff price cycle, which has four phases, ends up being the accumulation box in the next Wyckoff price cycle. Do you see this? They're like sister boxes. They're literally parallel to each other. They share the same price range to each other. This is why I took a measured move from reaccumulation to the top of distribution and from accumulation to the top of distribution, because these are sister boxes. This is the beginning. This accumulation box is the beginning of a whole brand new Wyckoff price cycle. Just like this accumulation box is the beginning of the third Wyckoff price cycle. And we did this with the measured move with the ruler because, again, we don't have a reaccumulation box yet. We don't have a distribution box. We don't know where these boxes will be. So you try to find that with market symmetry. The other question or comment I wanted to go over, some people noticed this in the comments. My room noticed it immediately. We got some really sharp people, guys. We got 6,000 people in our room if you want to come check it out. So my room noticed this immediately. When I had my ruler, I was showing you where the price move, measured move of 136%. I went ahead and readjusted this DARVAS box so it encapsulates the current price bottom of 41.3, okay? But if we took that 136% from 41.3 and go up 136%, I'm going to show you what happened here on the ruler. See this number, 56,514? It's doubling it on my ruler. I was reading off of the ruler, and in fact, that's the 98K level from the bottom of this box. But that's not where price is right now. So to be fair and to be accurate, we're holding on the angel number, which is 47,772. So let's take a 136% move from the 47,772. And again, these are just price targets, guys. None of this stuff's guaranteed. And you're at 113K Bitcoin. You see it over here to the right? 113K Bitcoin, guys. So a measured move. And again, if we go to our three valleys pattern, you can see this comes out to 108, 109K Bitcoin. These are just targets. These patterns do not mean they have to hit these targets. Just like a head and shoulders, a double top, you get a target, okay? And again, you know, CoinsKid had that prediction of 107, 108K. Well before we did. We found this pattern. He gave us a shout out for this pattern. It provides confluence with his TA. So once again, classy act by him. Kudos to him for finding that price target. And guys, I saw the comments saying that we're super bullish, we're astronaut boys. And then, you know, if you would have tuned into my channel a week ago, people were calling us perma bears. What we do as pattern traders is we look at the current patterns at play. We track them, bullish and bearish, because we want to be predictive in the market, not reactive, okay? Because we trade. So we want to know which way price is going. So as you can see, Bitcoin is holding what it needs to do, guys. It's holding exactly what it needs to do to keep this pattern in play. And it's finding resistance, but it's showing some small bullish signs. We're going to drill into that as we get back into these smaller time frames. But first, you wanted to see this. I saw comments. I'm trying to answer all the comments, guys. I saw comments saying, where are the bearish patterns? You know, I want to see be fair, show the bearish patterns. Once again, guys, if you watch the channel regularly, we go over these patterns all the time. This is our weekly Navarro. It is a bullish pattern, but it calls for price to descend come down to 10,871 and go back up. For people who think, how is that bullish? These are counter trend patterns, guys. That's Fibonacci pattern trading, okay? It's a whole area of trading, just like there's Elliott wave theory, just like there's normal basic TA. This is Fibonacci pattern trading, X5 pattern trading. A subset of that's called harmonic pattern trading. This is using Fibonacci patterns to determine price movements. So what's the bearish scenario here? Well, I've been over this, my friends, but if we already have one weekly candle here. If you notice what we have here, we have a neckline. If you print more candles up or down above this fib retracement, you print more candles and you print a right shoulder, a head, a left shoulder. This is a massive weekly head and shoulders. If you break this neckline, if you get downward momentum and break that neckline, your target, just like a market structure target, guys, that we just talked about, 10,781, confluence market symmetry with 10,871, literally the same number but inverted. Market symmetry, this is where price would go back up. These are weekly candles. This could take a long time, and this doesn't have to happen. None of these patterns have to happen. They are just valid patterns that are being actively tracked to. Bitcoin could hit the 3 rising valleys pattern and just do this, and you're off to new highs. But this pattern is present. As you can see, we are tracking C to D at this point. So the market needs to stay above 39K. We've been over this many times, but that is key market structure is 39K. You can see this on the daily pattern or Black Swan that dropped the price 40%. Gave this pattern to YouTube back on November 10th. The White Swan picked this back up 26%. And again, finding resistance on the 0.5 fib retracement line of the pitchfork. This is what I love about Fibonacci pattern trading. Look how amazingly accurate this is for your resistance level. And as you can see with our DMA cloud, we have to break through this cloud to go bullish. The candles are red because it is still bearish. We did come down and test our 200 on the daily, found support, gave us a nice upshot. A lot of resistance above us still, guys, but again, small bullish momentum and overall holding strong that 3 valleys pattern. So if I look at this, let me go ahead and turn my, what I want to show you here. Let me turn my Gann Square 9 on. Get these price targets on the daily time frame. We need to get above, we need to start making progress, get above the 50,700. You can see that would get us out from this 0.5 fib. And then if we get above 51.8, we have much more room to roam in here. Different support resistance levels, of course. Let me throw my ATR trend lines on so you can see this. But here you go. You can see this dotted green line. It's almost a monochrome line, but you can see this dotted green line. We get above 51.8. We're above that. My ATR buy sell is right here. Okay, this is about a 3.5 times range of ATR. So you get above that, you're in a bullish momentum situation. You're above the DMA cloud. You're above ATR volatility trend lines. You're above the ATR to 3 times or 3.5 times deviation from the mean. So this is all very bullish if we can do that on the daily time frame. Now on the 8-hour time frame, we caught a dragon pattern. It dropped us a little bit here, as you can see, and we're currently making like almost like a cup type formation, and we may end up just consolidating here. But once again, if we can get above this 49.6 and this 49.226, start consolidating up in this range and then come back up out of here. This is all very bullish, okay? Now again, we do have a lot of resistance. I'll show you this. Well, I'll show you this here. Let's look at our Ichi and everything here. Let's see where our EMAs are. These are my 5, 8, 13, 21 EMAs. Okay, these are for trend. We're currently battling a 21 EMA. We got above 5, 8, 13, which is good. And let's look at our, let me turn that off. Turn on our Ichi. So this is the problem on the 8-hour time frame. As you can see, we have our Ichi moving averages, and we're just now starting to battle them. Okay, all this is descending. You do have a Kumo resistance cloud forming above you, and it is sloping. Well, it's a little bit more flat now, but it's in general sloping down, as you can see. Okay, so Bitcoin has an upward battle ahead of it, but again, we have the Fed meeting this week. Nobody knows what they're going to say. The SPX may end up making all-time highs, even though it comes on the back of news of 40-year high inflation rates for America, okay? Which is actually absolutely crazy. A lot of money going into the stock markets. This will do nothing but help Bitcoin. It dumped the dollar when the markets moved up. So again, inverse relationship with the dollar. Bitcoin has opportunities to move up, and right now is accumulating and consolidating, guys. 4-hour time frame, I shared this pattern with you before. This is a volatility compression pattern. We had this nice inverted head and shoulders. We were looking for a break to the upside. I told you once it compresses enough, you can see 10.5% down to 5.8%, down to 2.5%. Want to see a 40 to 50% decrease in volatility as you move along, and then you get an explosion like a coiled snake. And this broke down, okay, which we saw in our indicators, but it broke down to currently where we are. Tracking the volatility compression now, we have a little bit of ways to go. We're at 9%, 6.74%. Usually you get 2 to 4 waves before you see a move up. So these are 4-hour candles. We could be a couple days away, maybe tightening up this range. And again, you can see this with indicators as well. If I throw on, do I have any of my volatility indicators here? My volatility bands. We are between our volatility bands, need to be above them to be explosive. You can see this in your ATR. So look at my ATR. When we had this big move down, that big drop, the dump, happened from this baseline. Look where we're descending to. You see the ATR? It's descending to the exact same baseline. So we're going to see volume shrink up just like it did here. See how you get equilibrium in the market? The volume shrinks up. This volume needs to come down, shrink up. ATR needs to descend. And we're going to see a market move. And if we keep moving up, the probabilities are that market move could be up. And your 200 moving average is up here, and that needs to be defeated as well. Something to pay attention to. 1-hour time frame. You can see this with Ichi. We're now battling our 200 on the 1 hour. So again, guys, small bullish steps is the current price action. Again, primary trend is bullish. Well, and current price action is overall bearish in the current trend, but you are making small bullish progresses back up the ladder, which is what we need Bitcoin to do to start moving up, to be on its way to make new all-time highs. If it does not, and it starts to fall, if the stock market falls after this Fed meeting, Bitcoin could also fall, and the first stop is going to be that support level where it bottomed out at 41K all the way down here. And if it doesn't hold that and it drops below 39, that could be catastrophic, guys, and may not be recovered in this market if you lose 39. So exciting time to be in crypto. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out our room. The link is in the video description, guys. BITGET is our sponsor. Check out BITGET, their platform. They're hosting a tournament, a private tournament for people that use the Market Makers link. You will be invited. Use our link. You can unlock $630 in bonuses, as well as you don't need a VPN, no KYC. It's a fantastic liquid exchange. It does not brutalize you if your stop loss or take profit gets hit. Great exchange, guys, and totally anonymous. Love it. Every country in the world can use it. All right, guys, Saturday night, sign off. I'll be back on Sunday, especially to go over the week close. Talk soon, guys. Have a great Sunday.